Greetings, family, and welcome to Live with Chatufa. We are here on your platform where we give you updates of issues and events that are happening in our nation, around our nation, and all over the world. Most of the issues that we discuss here are issues that are really very, very important, especially when we are looking at our political situation and where we are coming from and where we are going as a country. Zimbabwe continues to suffer. The economics of Zimbabwe has failed to rise up because of the mismanagement that we have seen at the hands of ZANU-PF and Emmerson Mnangagwa. Right now, as we speak, Zesa announces more dark days to come for Zimbabwe. This on its own is just an indication that all is not well. It's an indication that where we are going, things are not going to be improving at all, especially when it looks like the production sector is continuously getting affected because of what Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF are doing. The idea of the failure to supply electricity to the nation is a gross error that is happening with ZANU-PF. Of course, we know that ZANU-PF, they don't care. There are people that are just busy doing what they think they need to do. But when it comes to the issues that are really affecting the country, issues that are really supposed to be attended to, they are doing just about nothing. The Newsday reports that more dark days ahead. This exactly is what Zesa is talking about. And they say as Kariba faces shut down, just imagine that the only power generation that comes from Kariba, which is what is supplying Zimbabwe right now, is what is going to be shut down. And once that happens, it means there are going to be more blackouts. In Zimbabwe, we are not talking about load shedding. We are talking about blackouts because it's more hours in darkness than the hours that we have electricity in the country. And on that note, you can tell that there is no production. There's no factory machines that are operating. There's not even the homegrown businesses that can operate. So it means everything is at a standstill, and there's nothing that is happening in terms of productivity in the country. And that's why ZANU-PF would want to introduce their money, their zig, and they think that by singing songs, doing poetry about it, and sloganeering over the money, that is what will cause the money to work. The currency does not work because ZANU-PF is sloganeering and arresting people and threatening people. What is needed is a productive economy, which is producing. But unfortunately, how can an economy be productive when there is no electricity, which is the driving force for all the machinery that are needed in the production sector? So this is the major problem that we continue to experience and see. And we have leaders that don't even understand what is happening. The Smith government in 1971 was producing more electricity than what is being produced today by the ZANU-PF government. And yet the country's population has grown, and quite a lot also that demands electricity is now available and at stake. But they don't care about improving. They would rather take money and use billions and billions of dollars on issues that are not important. And anything that is political or that looks like it's giving political mileage to ZANU-PF, they would rather put billions in it than improve the life of the Zimbabwean people and the economy of Zimbabwe. And yet they want to see things moving. ZANU-PF dig their own grave on their own by ignoring the most important issues that are affecting the country, which they must attend to. And yet they want to spend time politicking. And at the end of the day, when things don't work and everyone is against them, they want to do some backlashing. They want to arrest people. They want to threaten people when they start to tell them the weaknesses that everyone is seeing. And that is the problem that we have in Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe does not have any major problems. The only major problem that we have in Zimbabwe is that of leadership. Only a true government, a true leadership that wants to improve Zimbabwe is what is needed in Zimbabwe. Because what we have now are people that we don't even understand what agenda they have. They don't even care about anything at all, at all. And Mnangagwa and all the leadership of ZANU-PF, they are always just about flying all over the world, just gallivanting out there and thinking that That is what is called leadership. Leadership is not flying all over the world and showing off with scarves, and then they think that that's what makes a leader a leader. We can see the noise that ZANU-PF people are making over the Mnangagwas traveling to China and whatever, as if that is something that is so important to making Zimbabwe better. It's not at all, because what is needed is the work that is done on the ground. What is needed is the implementation of policies on the ground. What is needed is to make follow-ups in areas that need attention and see how much has been done, and making sure that the people responsible for those areas are monitored, and they have to bring reports to report the progress that they have done in every area, be it in agriculture, in the economy, be it in production, in the industry and factories, in electricity generation, whatever that it could be. It needs a proper monitoring, a system that is efficient and a system that works. But unfortunately, we don't have such kind of leaders who are self-driven, who want to see results. Mnangagwa does not care about results. All he cares about is the people that will bootlick him, people that will hero worship him. As long as a minister spends time like Tatenda Mavetera, hero worshiping Mnangagwa and singing praises of Mnangagwa, running all over the country, that on its own is good for Mnangagwa. He's happy about it, because he's this man who is he suffers from a deficiency of legitimacy. So if he feels that there are some people that are trying to praise him and legitimize him through their praises, he feels so good, and he feels very, very important. But at the end of the day, those people doing anything, those people are not productive at all. Those people are not producing results at the end of the day, and the country continues to suffer. So once you hear them talking about dark days to come, indeed, it is going to be a sad day. It is going to be a sad period for Zimbabwe until we don't even know when. I think the problems of Zimbabwe only need a totally new leadership. This is why Zimbabwe needs to continue to fight. We need to continue to demand a new leadership. We need to continue to push for ZANU-PF to go out. ZANU-PF and Emerson Mnangagwa have done enough. It is high time that Zimbabwean people must take back their country. We need to take back our country. We need to continue to pray for this nation, that the Lord continues to watch over this nation and deliver his promises of change. The change we need in Zimbabwe is what will give Zimbabwe rest. Zimbabwe as a country also needs to rest, because the people that are corrupt and people who don't care about what happens to Zimbabwe, they've actually overstayed in the country. And this is what is causing us to be where we are today. So let's move on, and let's keep our fight against leadership that does not care about Zimbabwe. And we demand freedom. Until victory is certain, we shall fight until Zimbabwe is free. This is what it is, family. We are giving you updates of what is happening in the nation. Let's continue to be together on this very platform. And as always, I encourage you to also support this platform by subscribing to it, by liking and sharing. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. We meet in the upcoming show.